Thanks for staying with us. So before the break, we're discussing this issue of love, and we kind of delved into referencing Two-Face because of the fact that we're saying that many Nigerians, especially those who are looking for a second relationship or after their first divorce, are hoping to have partnerships. Nobody is really interested as much into having another marriage. Many eventually do, maybe after they've been together for like 18, 15 years, they can decide to tie the knot, but usually they prefer that individuality in their relationship. And we're now trying to take a step back, referencing the Two-Face Idibia story, because remember that Annie was a young girl who fell in love with this man, and then lots of things happened. He became a star. He now had other women in his life, and she had to be confronted with adult issues as a young woman. She practically didn't have a proper teenage life, and didn't have a proper young adult, dating, going out, the movies and stuff. She was just locked on this guy. And many of us have always encouraged, because I know people that are saying that they want their children to get married at 2021, and I've always stood by the fact that you have no business getting married anytime before 26. Because I always feel like a young person needs to explore, do stuff, mature, live your life, find out who you are before you get married. But what are your thoughts on how, if getting into it early is the right thing to do?
Okay, so let me touch a bit on that Two-Face this time, because I heard a lot of people saying that she saw the red flag, that he was married before she got married to him and all of those things. Most times, a lot of people get married with the intention that we know that this thing is the person is not so maybe behaves differently. But we go into marriage with the intention that this person may change along the line, because there are so many people whose marriages have changed. They were very bad at some point. When they got married, they changed to be better. So it depends on where the marriage is meeting you up at. If it is meeting you at the point where, because I'll give you a typical example. There was this guy that I know. He was into drugs, like in the north there, all this codeine, all these things.
Tramadol,
So he used to take it. And, the first thing they thought of is that let him get married. And immediately he got married. When he got married to this beautiful girl, he stopped. He stopped in marriage. So there are people, we don't even talk about all these things. It's always when we get married, you already know this red flag and all of it. Yes, you can know some of the red flags, but there's this anticipation and this hope that once you get married to this person is going to change this habit, or is going to be. And most times, a lot of people change.
Most times? I don't think so.
Sometimes.
Therapists tell you that they don't change.
It's just because most of the stories are not out. But a lot of people change.
No. From most of the stories I've heard,
I don't know.
No, it only gets worse.
Some of the but you can't also know.
They can disguise it for a period just to get into the marriage, but eventually it will come out in some way or the other.
You need to buy my mother's book.
Yeah,
you know that nobody changes.
But you were saying about the right age to get married, and I remember as a teenager, my mom used to just have so many books. One of the books I read, I just wish I could remember the name, and the lady was talking about her life. She had been married before, married a college sweetheart, and then years down the line, the marriage broke down, and then when she turned 30, or was it 32, she remarried. And she said, based on her story, so she was saying the story that she would put the age for marriage, and for the type of marriage that we're having now, at 30, there used to be a time where getting married, for women, she said there used to be a time when getting married was, you meet a man to start a family, and you were content, and it was enough, or it was described as enough that you were with this man who provided everything for you. You gave birth to your 2.5 or 3 children, and that was it. But we are now in a situation where marriage is much more than that. He's not just the only provider, you also provide. There's so many things that you're all, contributing to this marriage. So it requires someone of a certain maturity and capability. I mean, if you look at what we read in the papers, Jam also acknowledging that age has a lot to do with intellect and development and maturity. If that is important for examinations, imagine how important it is, even more important it is for marriage. So I think the later, the better. And also there's this thing that's going around now. A lot of people say that women have always been described as like having a time limit for anything. Like women, oh, you're only good until maybe
age.
30s or 40s. After that, you're old cargo. Nobody wants you. You're not really relevant in the scheme of things. But there are studies showing that women who give birth in their 40s live longer. And they're more ready and developed and more prepared and equipped to raise children. I'm not pushing that. I'm just saying to you that there's no end to
studies,
her.
yeah.
And thank God to science and technology and things like that. Women are finding, newer ways of sort of protecting their eggs and able to have children. So the important thing now is, because in marriage is what women are looking for is love, partnership, companionship. They're not just looking for a provider and who will pay for all my bills and everything. And I'm giving him children. They're looking for a partner, and when you're looking for a partner, there's so many things that need to work. And sometimes until you reach that later years of your 20s, your late 20s or 30s, before you even know exactly who you are, what you want, and yeah.
Let me take Akin from Akute. Thanks for calling.
My area.
Good morning, Akin. Are you there? Hello, Akin. I think I lost that call.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to ask him if he had lights.
Hello, are you there? Akin?
Yes, I'm there.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah. This discussion of Valentine, I believe love is supposed to be celebrated every day. Now, is it that Valentine in question? It's not biblical at all.
Okay, we can't hear you anymore. Yes, we know Valentine is not biblical. Yeah, for those of us who are Christians, yes. I'm just saying this is a general day that people is celebrated around the world, or to highlight love and talk about love. But let me come to you, YK, because there's this thing that holds people when they say marriage is for life. And because marriage is for life, no matter what happens in that marriage, you want to hold on. Many people are sad, but because they've been raised, men and women alike, that this is for life. So because of that, that mindset is now almost like a cage for many homes, where even if you might not be abused, you might not have a verbally abusive wife or verbally abusive husband or whatever, but it's just something that you're just not happy. But because it's supposed to be for life, you can't get out. And that's where the idea of partnerships are. I mean, early days, YK said that during the week sometimes, she doesn't feel like seeing Uncle Theo's face. She doesn't go and see him. She takes her out. She can travel, because she has her independence. She has her things in her house. She takes a few clothes to his place, come back, That independence sort of, it gives you that, it makes you you.
Yeah.
So my question is, in 2025, are we allowed to reevaluate the meaning of this thing called marriage? Must it be as it's been told to us, where both of us must stay in the same house? Because I know, I'm almost done, YK, because I know a family. Husband is in this house, wife is in this house. They live on 2 streets adjacent to each other. The kids they can go do breakfast in mommy's house. They can go to mom, daddy's house.
They're married, not separated.
They are together. They are separated. No, they're married. Okay. They're married. Okay. But the two of them are always fighting.
So they can't live together.
They can't live together. The two of them are always fighting. So daddy has his house, mommy has her own house. And they alternate. So mommy can say, okay, take stew to your daddy's house. He doesn't have stew. Go and give him stew. But but they have that relationship. So she's whole, he's whole, and they're not fighting. So I'm just saying that these are various things we are seeing in 2025. We're thinking, okay, should we begin to re-examine? Because many people have stayed in these homes for years, and they're not living long.
Well, I think that if I was going to advise a young couple, the first thing I would tell both of them, keep your identity, know who you are, and stay true to who you are. Do not try and evolve into the other person. Yeah. You are not an alien. It is aliens that swallow people and then bring them out. Once you are human, keep your identity. I would advise them. That way their marriages would last. I think I'm not against marriage. I would never advise my young daughter or young niece or whoever not to get married. I would say, find the person that will allow you to be you.
But you don't know who you are until you are maybe in the 40s. Okay, that you in the 20s you have no clue because you're also discovering yourself. You don't even know yet. So you now get to somebody and then you realize that the you become is not compatible
anymore
with the person that you married.
And do you know what I even find interesting? Young couples, they say it like when they are dating their boyfriend, he's fine, he's okay. This I'm talking of couples in their 20s.
Yeah.
They say, but the moment you marry them, they talk about Nigerian young men especially. All of a sudden, they now have this, I am the man of the house. So the girl is always like, what happened?
What happened?
We were friends, we used to hang out. All of a sudden, I'm the man of the house because in his mind, what he has been told is, now that you are the man of the house, you put your feet down, you do this, you do this. Even if it's not part of him, he just feels that as a husband, I have to wear the role of this. And then it's advice.
Don't take advice from. That's one another major mistake. Is young couples taking advice from people who maybe in their mind their own marriage is going to have failed.
Yes. You say don't talk. The girls will say don't talk to me like that. And she's like, who are you? Are we not mates? Why am I all of a sudden? Why am I not allowed to talk to you like that?
Yes. Yeah. They do. Look, I just don't want to go personal. Yeah. Because it happened to me. Yeah. And I didn't have to wait till I was 40 to know who I was. I knew who I was.
Yeah.
You know, and I was an independent woman. And when you come and say you want to lord it over me, it is a partnership. We are partners. It's not that I will not give you your respect as a man, but I'm not your slave. So a lot of men want to want slaves, not partners. Very important.
Okay, that's the one thing you're saying is a very powerful thing. Because I would like to unpack it. Yeah. Because a lot of men don't realize it. But the truth is that they just want somebody to have their kids, feed the kids, make sure the house is clean, sort out all the things that need to sort it out, and I'm the man. Yeah. When I need to do the other room, I'll do the other room, but just be there. Yes. I don't need you to do anything else for me. Just be there. While I then go and live my life. A lot of men are like that. Yes. But they have not confronted, they have not faced the reality or to accept it. They rather just continue to pretend like, okay, I'm a family man, you know, I like to, but you're really not. There's a lot you want to do outside, which you don't, society is not allowing you to do it. Society allows you to do it, but this is who you are. And you've done that and you fulfilled that, but the woman is not fulfilled where she is.
Yes.
Because, I mean, I've had the opportunity to speak lots of married women who send me messages on their DMs. In fact, some of them they want to get close to me. They feel like and I'm not an advisor. Nima is the advisor. Maybe she say, I'll just let Nima's nick. But she's the one that can listen to you. But for me, I mean, I can understand your story. But many women are frustrated and they feel like they've not found themselves. And it's because they entered this thing very early in life.
Yes.
They entered it with who they are not. They've not even met themselves. Now they're in their 40s and they feel like, and they're going for all these conferences where women have been empowered, they're educating themselves. They're like this brother, bro, this is not it.
And it's true.
Bro is still living in the dark ages.
Like, for example,
I have my sword. I'm the warrior.
And I know there's a particular age a man gets.
Why are you standing?
He becomes very, very, he becomes adventurous. He wants to know what's happening and all of that. And then you are there, still come. Like especially the Northerners, most of us, we marry very early. And a lot of us discover ourselves in the marriage most times. We begin to know ourselves and all. And meanwhile, the guy is already out there. Maybe he's working, he's doing a lot of things.
But we are told that your marriages last longer than ours.
I disagree.
How?
I disagree.
We can divorce at any slightest slightest provocation. Seki uku 3 times. 1, 2, 3, go.
You're done.
You're done.
You're blessed.
So
like you're blessed.
It depends on where they are divorcing you.
God was
if they
on your side in that regard.
Let me give you one gist. I have a friend, right? When we're in school, we're just in 200 level. When this guy loved her and everything, and said she should come and get married. She left school. I remember we're begging her. We said, please stay, because she got pregnant and she was always doing all those pregnancy stuff and all. She left school at 200 level. Okay. I went and got married to this guy. She got married to the guy. She has 5 kids. The guy married a second wife and he married a lawyer. And now, anytime they have functions and all of that, he goes with the second wife. Yes. And you know what he says? Anytime she tells him that, why are you not going with me? She says, no, I can't go with you because you're a dropout. Do you see? So at the end of the day, she has lost herself in that aspect. So if you had divorced her,
in that case, who do you blame?
in that case,
you blame?
You know,
Who do
the
you
thing
blame?
is, yeah, so who do you blame? She has not
We
discovered
have to wrap up on
herself.
this, but I mean, because we have another topic we need to do. But I think really, the conversation really is about examining love in this love season.
Yeah.
Let's be true to ourselves. I mean, does love exist? Many of us have said yes, it does.
Yeah, it does.
But how do we interpret it, therefore, to the issues we're having today in society? Some big marriages are breaking up. Some people are having issues, difficulties sustaining their marriages, and there are other people like YK giving us options, saying, okay, maybe this might be better. I mean, because I remember there was a woman who was literally crying when it was, I think it was my mom's, either my mom's funeral or something, where you came, and she was just staring at YK. This is an aunt. She was just staring that this woman is my age.
And
See how she's doing. I mean, YK was full. I think it was my mom's 70th birthday, where you're drinking your champagne and just you're just
Being happy. Although YK is another human being altogether. It may not even be the
this
partnership.
person was studying YK all through and came to me and was literally crying that she had the kind of life, she had the freedom, but because she was made to marry. I think she was the third wife of somebody, and the person she was the newest wife then, and then the guy now married 2 extra wives and totally forgot about her and had nothing. She had nothing. She's by herself. She's not independent. She's dependent on him. So the man has 5 wives and she has nothing, and she just feels depressed. Now she's stuck with her kids, so she just felt that I have lost myself.
Yeah.
And a lot of women are in that situation where they feel they've lost themselves. So why can you are a star to a lot of women? You didn't lose yourself. Yes, you're in a relationship and you're happy, and people are saying that, oh my, I can still have a life at 64.
Yeah. But also, just to be clear, yes, there's some women who are happy like that within marriage.
Yes.
And so that's where the love comes in, where the man understands, for me, it would be the man understands that the woman also has her person and he will support her dreams. Do you understand? Not the one that says, there's no way you're moving. So you find those relationships where they support each other, that the woman is also thriving within marriage, and it seems
thanks for balancing it, because it's not all about that. There are other people who are actually in proper marriages and actually found themselves and they are happy in their 60s and they're looking good.
I wanted to add something. I wanted to say that happiness, right? Your happiness is your sole responsibility. Don't put your happiness on your partner. It's a lot of burden. Make yourself happy by yourself. It comes from you.
Okay, that's all we can take on this segment. We'll come up with our next topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.